Hey guys, so a lot of people have been wondering why did Jaguar take on the music industry and why is she outing so many people? Well, I think it started off with her really trying to expose what was going on in the music industry, why certain artists were not getting ahead, they were being shelved. Even the very, very good artists, you wouldn't hear about them because they won't play their music if they didn't do certain things or cater in certain ways or be submissive or sign over every part of their music to the industry and maybe take a small percentage, like a 1%. And so she thought it was unfair. This is how it started out in the beginning. She thought that was unfair, and since she don't give a damn anymore about making money in the music business, all she wanted to do was expose them and for there to be a start of a better way of making music to make it fair for the younger artists, because she says she just care about her salvation. That's what it's all about. I guess when you start getting older and you're getting closer and closer to that pearly gate, then you start thinking about your own salvation. You're not thinking about making money and buying the biggest car in the house anymore. You're thinking about your legacy, and you're thinking about when you transition, what accountability do you have to answer to? And so that's where she was at. And she was trying to, I guess, expose the music business. I think this has been going on for a couple of years now, with her trying to go after certain people and expose them. But I believe because of her mental illness, it derailed and it took a turn for the worse. And, with her saying that Diddy and Jay Z and all of them, Clive David, and all these people are after her, that's where it took a turn for the worse, because that was, to me, paranoid delusions that she was having, that people are after her and wanted to unlive her. Because if these people wanted to unlive her, they have the resources that they could have get it done in a day. She's been around and she's still around. She's still alive and kicking. So nobody wants to unlive her. But when she started out, she was making a lot of sense concerning the music industry before her delusions really kicked in, where she's now in a mental hospital. So I just got a little clip, a little snippet from Night and Day Network when they had an interview with her, and she was talking to someone else in the music business, and they were having this bantering going back and forth as to the state of affair currently with music and all these big execs making a lot of money off of these young people who are entering or just entering the business. So at the beginning of this video, she started to talk about Albie Shore, which I found very interesting because I did not know he was married to Kim Porter.
Andre Harrell introduced him to Clive Davidson once Diddy got a taste of that. He didn't want no milk out the carton. He wanted to get it straight from the cow's ninny. He wanted it pure and unpasteurized. He wanted the full weight. And considering how instrumental he was in the success of Uptown, he had contacts, he had all of the access, he handled all of the artists. For Uptown MCA to go under and there be a platform like Bad Boy, ready and waiting with platinum artists off jump. I mean, come on, let's just be honest. People see money and they see comfortability. You know what I mean? You know, the true guts of that story is greed. Everybody was greed, except for Albie Shore. He was the most selfless person and loving person in that whole scenario, which is why it's kind of sick that Diddy be like, he be on some bitch shit with him. Because that's just a good man. He's a good man. He's a great father. He's a great husband.
So we know that Kim Porter was going out before with Albie Shore before Diddy came into the picture. I did not know, however, they were married. This is what Jaguar is saying, that they've got records down at the courthouse where they were married. I didn't know it got that deep. I do know, however, that he did love her.
If people really understood. But yeah, so Diddy got a taste for it, and he started making his come up plan, and then the next thing you know, Uptown MCA, The label ended, and the next thing you know, Craig Mack Flavor in your ear is killing the street. And on the B side, and at all of the underground parties and strip clubs, you had party and bullshit on. But Kim, for the most part, ended up becoming the first lady of the corporate side.
She said Kim Porter was the first lady of Bad Boy Records. So everybody, including myself, used to say, how come Diddy never married Kim Porter? But what a lot of people didn't know is that she was already married to I'll Be Sure. I'm lately finding this out. And you can't marry somebody who is already married, that would be bigamy. But the real question is, why did she not get a divorce from I'll Be Sure? Maybe he was the love of her life. Sometimes people get married and they separate and they realize years later after they're in a new relationship that the first person they were with was really the one.
I'll Be Sure's son grew up in Diddy's home because he was with his mom. There is nobody that can tell me that I'll Be Sure isn't a present father, period. And not just his oldest son, he has grandchildren. Like, he is present, yo. He is so present. We've spent time together, our families together. So I've seen for myself exactly what kind of man he is in his privacy. He's an excellent father and a very attentive mate.
I'll Be Sure is one of the few people I've heard Jaguar spoke so highly of. So he's got to be a very good man. And I guess when you pass on from this life, that's what you want people to remember you by. That you were a good father, husband, and good to your children. At the end of the day, it's all about family. That's what's important. So I'll Be Sure should be very proud of himself for just being front and center in the lives of so many people around him, and people can speak so highly of him. So Jaguar went on to say that Diddy would be jealous of a man like this because he's the complete opposite. But what I cannot understand is, what does she have against Diddy? Did she work closely with him? Did she work as part of his staff that she knew firsthand information about Diddy? Or what she's saying is just based on what other people feel about him? See, there's a difference. When you get out there and you start assassinating people's character, it should be based on your own experience. You shouldn't be speaking on the behalf of other people. They got their own mouths. They can talk. If it boils down to that and they feel so strongly that Diddy did them wrong, and that's where I fall Jaguar. A lot of the people she's coming after is not based on personal experience. It's based on what she have heard, or maybe what she was told that these people did to other people, like young artists. She says, oh, they want all the money. They steal all the money from them. They give them shitty contracts. And at the end of the day, they get out of the music business with nothing, or they're shelved. And the people who are making good music, they're not heard. But that's not her experience. That's other people's experience. So that's where I fault her. You got to speak on what you know personally. Not, those people got mouths of their own, like I said. They can talk up for themselves. But I guess she looks at it like a crusade, that she's got to fight the battle for those who are weak and those who are not strong enough, or man enough, or woman enough to stand up to the big industry of P. Diddy. So she went on to say like Clive Davis had sex with his child's ex-girlfriend. No, I've never heard that before. That's the first time I'm hearing that.
Any nigga that will smash his child's ex-girlfriend?
So Pete Diddy obviously is not liked by a lot of people, according to what Jaguar was saying while she was being interviewed by Night and Day Network. But I would think that his influence with I'll Be Sure's son was not so far-reaching, because I'll Be Sure is still around to have some influence in his son's life. But I guess it's easier said than done when the son was living under P. Diddy's roof. So I would imagine there was a lot of contention, especially when one person does not care for the next. There must have been a lot of bad blood between these two men because remember, Kim Porter was married to Al B. Shore. They have a son together. And then she switched teams to, I guess, to secure the bag. That's what a lot of women call it these days when you're securing the bag by going out with the richest person. And I guess maybe that's what she did. And then could be she regretted it. That's why maybe she never got a divorce. But the music industry have its elites, the very small amount of people having the majority of the wealth while they control everybody else. A handful of people controlling the masses in the music industry. You think they pay you $1 million and you got a lot of money and oh boy, you are wealthy. But guess what? For that 1 million they give you, they made 2 billion off of that. So you gotta compare the apples to the oranges that you really are being shortchanged. And you are the artist, you're the one with all the ideas. And you get these people in the boardroom behind these suits, and they are dictating how much you're gonna get. And a lot of artists are so hungry they take the little pittance. And there's a saying that each artist have one or two good songs in them. So the new artists come with a new and a fresh idea for the one or two songs. And then they put out those songs, and a lot of them you never hear of after that because they only got one or two good songs in them. And so that is the game that these execs play, where they take your best. They take the best out of you when you're fresh. So I think that's what Jaguar was trying to do when she started her journey in exposing the industry. I have a feeling though that maybe she was blackballed and that's why she began this journey. Because if she was still in the inner circle, this is what I'm thinking, if she was still in the inner circle, she would not have ousted all of them. She would have kept her mouth shut because she said for years she kept her mouth shut. I think it was, 10 years or so, 20 years or so, she kept her mouth shut. And for her to keep her mouth shut for so long, something triggered her to talk. The only thing I can think about is that she was blackballed. Nobody would use her. Nobody would invite her to all these parties anymore. Nobody would entertain her with conversation when she called. They wouldn't pick up her call. This is what I'm thinking. So she felt slighted. And so for that, she had to get even. And her getting even was starting this narrative, going down this rabbit hole, trying to expose the industry. But in the process of trying to expose them, because most of them, I think only one or two people clap back, but most of them don't say anything. They figure she's going to fizzle out and die and just melt away and, just be forgotten. In the process of her trying to bring them down, she brought herself down. That's the thing, folks. There's something called karma in the universe. When you dig a hole for a person, you dig one for yourself. But everyone wants Jaguar to get back to making music and stop all this going after the industry because it's not doing any good to her personally. It's just making her crazier and crazier because she's got those thoughts about the people in the industry compiled with her delusions and her, I think she's schizophrenic, whatever the diagnosis. I'm just saying this is alleged because I don't know her diagnosis. Let's say she's schizophrenic. That compiled with her going after people in the music industry will only feed her delusions. Because if she's going after these people, she feels as though they're her enemy. Now she's going to internalize that and put it out there as she has been doing in saying that these people are after her. They're trying to unlive her. But that's part of her illness talking. She cannot separate what's real from what is not real. So we're hoping all the best for Miss Jaguar in the mental institution. And hopefully when she emerges this time around, she's able to get it together with the right medications. I know someone dropped it in my comment section that this is more than just medications, and it is more than the diagnosis. It is actually a spiritual warfare. And who knows? Maybe it is. The person who dropped the comment in my comment section said that Jaguar is demonically aligned. She's being controlled by demons. This is why she cannot get out of the fog that she's in. Because when she comes out of the institution, she's going to be right back fighting those demons again. It's all in her mind because it is spiritual. It is not the medications. She can take all the medications in the world. It will not help her. The person said she's a psychic, she's a medium, and this is what she saw. She dropped it in my comment section because, you know, guys, everybody comes into a comment section and everybody is allowed on my platform to say whatever they want to say. So I just thought that was interesting. I thought I'd put that out there. How many of you think this is a demonic possession that Jaguar Wright is fighting? And of course, she has a mental illness. And the reason why the mental illness is not really getting anywhere in terms of being under control by the medications is because of the demons that is in her. Wherever these demons came from, I don't know. But this person who claims to be a psychic said she's got a lot of demons attached to her. And this is why she's not going to get cured. Well, drop it in the comment section. How do you cure the demons in you? By prayer? Jaguar Wright has been praying. So drop it in the comment section. What suggestions do you guys have to get rid of these demons in Jaguar Wright? Does she need an exorcism? What do you guys suggest? Because I've seen plenty of movies where when people are demonically possessed, they go through this exorcism. They bring in a priest, and the priest battle with these demons to get the demons out of the person's body. So do you guys think that Jaguar is demonically possessed, like this woman said? Anyway, guys, if you want to catch the full interview, go over there to Night and Day Network. Anywho, I'm over and out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and to this video. Thank you for watching.